Yo, what's going on, everybody? Back out here again tonight to do another predictive, preemptive cryptocurrency video. And it's the Daily Candle Close News where we do things different. You know that. But today we will have a Hangout session where my chips are all in on technical analysis as well as market psychology, sentiment, and philosophy. So a lot to speak about today, and hopefully one of my greatest works of art done yet. One take, uncut, straight to the action. You know, um, I believe that what you believe in your heart and speak in your minds will eventually become your words and your reality, you guys. And that's why I come out here and I do these things, and I've learned these things, along my journey. And what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset. And what gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset becomes an unconscious action and activity. And I just want mine to be guideful, helpful, and nurturing to others. It's about not only giving someone a fish, a man or a woman a fish so they can eat for a day, but leaving them that fishing rod that you caught that fish with so that they can eat for a lifetime. But before you leave along your journey, teaching that person how to farm as well so that they can feed nations. And that's what my work's all about, especially in this chaotic time in the world. So, with a lot of that being said, I just definitely wanted to come out here and, share with you all what I'm learning along my journey with technical analysis as well as, market psychology and sentiment. So, this will be, again, hopefully one of my most powerful works yet. I want to wish you all a most beautiful start to your, Sunday, the day of the sun, wherever you are in the world. I definitely appreciate every single one of you that tune in and, spend your time, watching my work. And, grab you a drink, a favorite snack, a beer, a glass of wine, a cup of coffee if it's the morning time, whatever you want to drink. And sit back and relax, because we finally see a Saturday in the markets that is not just gross and yuck, where the markets do not look like complete trash. And sometimes you just gotta laugh at how this market behaves. I'm not entirely sure what has been going on for the past week or so. I've really been trying to keep everything, my attention away from the cryptocurrency market and just let it play out and see what happens. Spending more personal time writing work and, decoding and working in general, spending time with my son and the family. Just ignoring what these market makers and these elites or whatever you want to call them, what they're essentially doing. They're harvesting energy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, let's just talk about this fear and greed index that is most commonly used in the cryptocurrency market. This is a mechanism that shows where and exactly what is happening in the market. Emotions and sentiment, psychology, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And it's all going to a 1% group, that energy that's harvested. The people who print the money, the private Western central bankers, the people who create your laws, the people, who tell your military what to do, the ones who make the newspaper and, put out the mainstream media articles. And when we experience this sentiment change in the market, and I'm someone who does it too. I've been at this for years and experienced the swings up and down, the volatility, and you're not alone. But we have to go deep down inside ourselves every time we see these extreme fear moments and ask ourselves, am I letting these fucks get my energy? And if the answer is yes, then, well, who's winning the game? Because it sure as hell ain't me if I I'm answering yes to that question. And that's a big lesson learned for me, and hopefully for everyone throughout these huge liquidation and manipulation events, because we do know crypto is highly speculative and very volatile, and it has this way with stealing our emotions and, you know, our profits. You know, it's got the opportunity to melt faces in both directions. And in the famous terms of our homeboy and lizard pal Warren Buffett, these markets are there to transfer wealth from impatient hands to patient hands. And, the Richard Wyckoff theory, you know, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. Very powerful lessons. Warren Buffett again, our lizard homeboy. He says, buy the blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. So, we pay attention to what these billionaires are doing, not always just what they're saying, though. But this market is only for those who have the stomach and the grit, um, the ability to leave their emotions on the sidelines and keep their gut in check. Those will be the ones who prosper in these markets. You've, you got to save your emotions for real life, especially in these chaotic times that we're witnessing each and every day play out. Those who have eyes to see it and witness it. Don't use your emotions in investing and in the cryptocurrency market or for money. Money and currency are two different things, but they're simply just that. They're currency. It is energy. You are energy. You're gold. You're gods and goddesses, and I tell you this. And do you want money or currency to be mastering you, or do you want to master money and currency? Do you want to master it? It's those who are working on mastering their finances that learn, well, emotions do not belong here at all. Not one bit. Point blank, period. Not in this game. Know the game so you can't be played, warriors. Become pioneers. Build your legacies, and I tell you that. And anyone who studies manifestation, like I do, then they learn the ambient and the abundance mindset versus the lack mindset and the fearful mindset. And I got a lot to learn too. But they learn that um, again, emotions are nowhere for this. We can't have emotions. We got to leave them on the sideline. When you start to enter the abundance mindset, you're okay with whatever's happening on the day-to-day basis because you've already decided and you've made the choice of what your outcome will be, no matter what, point blank, period. Regardless of the steps or any obstacles that are between you and that outcome. I told you all the other day that, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going, until there ain't nothing left, whether that's in me or obstacles laid out in front of me. The only obstacles, remember, that are in front of me are the ones I oppose on myself, you know. Now, I'm growing impatient, I said. I did say that, and dreams come true, but you've got to chase them. Point blank, period, you guys. And that's what we're doing, and what I'm hopefully here teaching. Um, and well, if they don't give them to us, well, we'll take them dreams. How about that? Lord knows we got to make it. And top coming soon, we can taste it, but guess what? There ain't going to be no sleep. No, not till we make it. And it's very important we remember these things and keep that mindset, that power, that dig, that drive. Can't give up, can't stop, won't stop, gotta get it. We destined for greatness, you guys. And that's powerful, powerful. Can't nobody stop me, spirit so big, heart so big. Remember that, it's where you see yourself in the future. Believe you've already achieved it. Manifest it, So emotions were something I've let go a long time ago. And I've decided that it's absolutely true. We can manifest whatever we want in this reality, in this purgatory, whatever you call it. You know, and we can allow it to catch up with us. It's just all about timing, I guess some would say. Exactly. I don't want to get into that construct, but whatever guardian angel or whatever you want to call it, we're tapping them on the shoulder and we're saying, hey, I believe that this will be. Now, let's make it happen. And whatever it takes to get there, whatever steps it takes, well, there's going to be detours, there's going to be struggles, and there's going to be manipulation and suppression to these assets that you hold that make you so stressed and maybe even stop believing and losing hope. But, if anyone studies the Wall Street cheat sheet, which is something I've brought up time and time again, on my channel, but something we'll revisit right now for a second. You're going to see that all these steps on this are emotional steps, you guys. Disbelief, hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, complacency, all these things, these sentiments, they're things that sophisticated investors, they take note of, but they never, ever let their emotions feel. and that's what we're teaching here. All you want to notice is that when markets have euphoria and thrill, and that's when they have greed, and that's when we want to de-risk as smart investors. And well, we want to prepare for the denial and panic. When we notice that there's disbelief and depression and anger, I'm sorry, but yeah, depression and anger and capitulation. When you notice that the sentiment and the market psychology has shifted, you wanna pack your bags. Not financial advice, none of this, but these are the exact times where you want to act counterclockwise than the masses. You got the news for the classes. You don't need the news for the masses. We buy the hype, we sell the news. Point blank, period. Buy low, sell high. Investment Thesis 101 is all I'm, out here teaching. And it seems like a lot of people want to jump into the markets and, when they're heading to new all-time highs and they don't pay attention to, technical analysis and fundamental basics of market psychology, sentiment, philosophy, Investment Thesis 101. But they want to chase Dogecoin and Shiba and come rocket, etc. And what happens? Rug pulls because they were in euphoria, and we'll see. We'll see what happens next. But we still got a lot to talk about. We haven't even got the technical analysis, and I know I'm just rambling, but it's important. It goes with it. If we're gonna be investors, we gotta be smart. And when people are excited, saying, screaming, crypto's going to the moon, to heaven, we've got to pay attention to what's going on. Pull up a fib, an RSI, something, And in my work, I try to teach that, I try to explain that. And, trading course is coming soon. But I've been in the market long enough and examining this market long enough and studying it long enough to the point to where I understand the latest mistake I made was assuming we would repeat to the T what happened in 2013 and 2017. And again, we might not be that far off. What's 10 days or 17 days or a month, It's okay to be open-minded and leaving our emotions on the sidelines, and it's okay to be wrong, and adjusting our bias. And that's not always right or wrong. It's kind of what we need to graduate past this right or wrong duality, this black or white, you know. And I've told you about love is just surrendering and allowing. And if we just surrender and we just allow, we're able to take it one day at a time and continue to see what happens and plays out. Everyone wants to hear a different form of analysis and a different price projection and a different date. And to be humble and just admit what happened on the last eclipse and that it was a bad call, well, it feels good. And it allows me to grow. And it allows me to, say, hey, I can do better with my technical analysis. And I can come out here and be like, huh, this is what I got. And that's what I'm going to do today. But, you know, let me take a drink of my H2O, excuse me. But I'm not controlling this market, you guys. None of us are. The data the 4th we saw was a spot on call, in regards to the energy that it brought to the market. And, created a huge liquidity event on Saturday, Saturn Day that happened in 7 minutes. The code is right. The work is right that is being done in this space. It was accurate. My response to that is, I'm grateful that it's, able to be seen if they're, someone's watching the videos. But I know a lot of people were in leverage trades and lost money. If I was a leverage trader, I would have probably got liquidated and lost, a portion of my portfolio. But I don't leverage trade, and I attack them a lot. But I believe leverage traders, I attack them a lot. But it only takes 7 minutes, as we can tell, to make a bad decision with trading, and that's I'm just saying, I think if everyone that was leverage traders were highly technical analysis, gnosis based, and able to read charts, and able to apply market psychology and sentiment, then maybe it wouldn't have been so bad, But when it comes down to are people right or wrong in the market, and are the dates correct or whatever, that's irregardless. What are you doing with your finances is always the most important thing. That's a different story, and the most important thing I think people disregard. And I just want to remind us of the importance of market thesis 101, psychology, philosophy, mindset. The rich mindset is is not chasing $1 million in 3 months, or a lot of whatever, scratch offs. That's the poor mindset. This is about a 5-10 year basis, and building money along the way as you still work hard. It's not about quitting your job. We go over this. But it took a while to build this type of mentality. I won't lie. We used to chase the hype and the FOMO, the $1 million dreams. Don't get us wrong, but just be careful what you put your energy into. I guess is all I'm saying. Put your energy into you and the betterment of you, and how you can empower yourself to become a better person. In whatever it is you do. But yeah. Sorry, I know I'm rambling, but I still just think it's important that we, graduate through what it is, this experience we've seen lately. Because again, no one knows what's going on, and we're gonna speak extensively about some technical analysis that I've been looking at since I got off Friday night, and wanted to share it all with you guys. One take, uncut. I'm just here to share my energy. That's all I'm doing, and I got that opportunity to do that and transmute it into love. So, all the hate I've received lately about being wrong, the personal messages, well, I get to put that into energy and give it right back to you guys, this beautiful community that I'm trying to build. of like-minded people, and of something way bigger than people who have money, or financial freedom. You know, financial freedom doesn't come to those who are lucky or smart or good looking or, you know, born of a bloodline or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It's not a game of dice rolling. Um, it's about building and utilizing an actual skill. Something you have to construct and put time into. Um, whether it's technical analysis or just managing your emotions or, using the code, etc. This is so multifaceted, and with all that being said, I definitely think it's a good starting point for this week's episode. This technical analysis, cards all in. That's what we'll call it. Hangout session. I want it to be something that helps people. When we see these big moments, that whenever they happen, whether they're up or down, we need to save our energy for each other and for the world, and not just give it away to the market makers, the elites, the private Western central bankers, etc. Don't let yourself get energy harvested by the 1%. Become the uncommon 1%. This market has a big currency behind it that not a lot of people see, and that is called emotion. The energy that moves us. That's emotion. That's our spirit. That's our soul. That's our battery. You guys, we go over this. That's our sun. And when the market's going down, we gotta keep ourselves in check. And it's the ones that wake up every day that are able to look at their children and look at the food in the fridge and their partner that they love. They don't care how much money they lost, the tens of thousands, the hundreds of thousands, the millions. They don't care. All that matters is what's right there. When I woke up on the 4th of December and I started seeing us dump, I didn't have nothing to say, dude. Besides the fact that, fuck, man, I was wrong. I put my bias out there. I shouldn't have done that. A gut check, that felt so nice to be wrong and to be able to, see everything that played out since. The $410,000 liquidations that ended up being $27 million to power that 27 we've spoken about. My inner feeling was gratitude. I lost tens of thousands of dollars. I didn't care. I gotta wake up another day, come out and, give you the code. Anyways, I don't want to get too off the rails, but, not that I haven't already. But I think some people need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I needed to hear it. I needed to know whatever the market did, whatever it does. I want the right person listening to me. I want the right type of mindset listening to me. And I know I got 3 followers. That's cool, but the channel will grow because as it vibrates with them on a vibration and a frequency, the level I'm on, they'll hit that share button. They'll tell a friend. Eventually, and this channel will grow, and our mindsets will grow, our portfolios will grow, and I encourage people to come out and tell me what you see, in these videos. Tell me what you're getting, But while we're speaking these words of gratitude and positivity and love, the market's doing pretty well, you guys. Pushing right under 50K. Pretty funny how that works, Definitely want to talk about a list of stock market crashes and bear markets. I encourage you to scan through it and look through it. It goes all the way back to the 1600s and the tulip mania bubble, the Mississippi bubble. you know, just some very interesting things. But it's not up until the early or late 1800s where we start getting months, and you know, we start seeing the Wall Street crash of 1929. A very powerful year that led to the Great Depression. Um, but we hardly see any crashes since the 1900s in December, January either. The exception of this one of 1973, there's some outliers and some instances, but it's really, really concentrated to the markets. And we'll speak a lot about this dot-com bubble today, possibly, depending on how this video goes. Again, it's untake one cut. Um, but again, there's some outliers, and I know there's bear markets that have included January's, December, of course, but a bear market is a multi-year downtrend, and we know that, as in fundamental investors. And with all that being said, I just want to concentrate on the majority of crashes that we do have that seem to be in October, November. Those months are gone. So September, October, November timeframe, April, May, June, July, those time frames, August. So these times seem to be pretty red and bloody for the markets, and it's something I want us all to take note of. So typically when we see something like recently that takes happen, it kind of makes us think like there's something different, or what's going on. But the most recent crash last year, which started on 24th of February, the S&P 500 index dropped 34%, something to consider. Late February coming up. That one outlier in January, of course, that's something to consider. This was actually a year where, actually, in 1972, this was right after Shemitah, a Shemitah year. So that makes sense in January for the whole full Shemitah year to be very volatile and chaotic. So that actually does make sense. Me knowing 1972 was a Shemitah year, and it ends in September of 1973. So again, the January following into 74, that would be normal, because we know the 7-year cycle that we speak about on our channel. Well, I just encourage you to look up the Shemitah and do your research on the 7-year sabbatical cycle, and look into the S&P 500 index every 7 years and see how it causes, financial turmoil to the markets. And, it's just very important to be able to make that connection and share it in our work. It's why we utilize that date 9/7 this year, September 7th of 2021, because that's when the Shemitah started, and it will end in September of 2022. So again, this 2022 year being a very volatile year for the markets, I do expect. And again, whichever way that goes, we don't know, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Again, though, we're daring Shemitah right now, and I'm not seeing any data that tells me to be worried about the month of December or late December or January right now. There's outliers. We could, find some crazy, weird things where, it showed a flash crash or whatever, and a recovery out or whatever. But nothing I can point out right now. And what I want to talk about is the dot-com bubble that I spoke about a minute ago. And there's a similarity to what's going on in the charts right now. Massive amount of tech money going into everything. The crypto obviously is in a bubble, like the tulips were in, the 1600s. All these shit coins that are NFTs selling for like $4 million, and You know, the bubble needs to pop. You know, shit coins like Shiba and Dogecoin, you know, going to the moon already and just making millionaires. Um, and I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but if that does, then you just don't know money. But you know, sorry, you know, red pill right there. But there's no usage for half the shit that's going on in this cryptocurrency market. Period. Right now, it's all speculation, and it just blows my mind, to be quite frank. Never seen anything like it in the world. You know, this is straight, like I said, the tulip bubble of 1600s, 1637. Um, a majority of this money, 95% of it, is all speculation. Shit coins. Period. I don't care what their white papers say or whatever. None of it matters. You know, no use case really behind any of the technology out there. And people chase hopium and whatever on Twitter. Um, but here comes the hopium. You know, because if we look at the .com bubble, so what was it? March 10th, correct? Of 2000. And we compare it to March 10th of 2022, the year coming up. We see it's exactly 22 years. And we know the power of that number on our channel. You know, it reset, change, recycle, all equal 22. Just very powerful things that we tend to see around, you know, 22 date numerologies, or the 22nd of the month, or the 21st, you know, just very powerful connections there. This is, you know, the 69th day of the year in 2022, a date that gives us 55 in numerology. So, you know, very powerful connections. You know, being around the time frame we typically see these crashes: February, March, April, May. You know, we see June, July, August, September, October, November. Just hardly any December, January crashes like we were talking about. So, you know, a future date to look out for right here. Just, you know, 22 years. Just very powerful. No days, no months, 22. Connection we're entering, we just entered the five, we're in the Hebrew year of 5782, you know, 22. Just very powerful connections as we head into the Gregorian year of the 22nd year of the 21st century, 2022. So, you know, as you can see right here, 2022, just, you know, very powerful. The 22nd anniversary since the .com bubble. So, you know, extended cycles aren't out of the cards. It's just how much do we extend out if that's the case. And that's what makes it interesting, these dates coming up. You know, again, 69th day of the year. When you add it up, 3 plus 10 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2, you get 19. Tying you into the sun. This is a Thursday, okay? Very powerful this day. You know, Bitcoin's top is 69K so far. Very powerful things, you know. So definitely want to just make these connections here. Let me think. There was somewhere else I wanted to go with that earlier when I brought this up. There it is. On March 10th of 2000, on the .com bubble crash, when we added this date numerology up, it gave us the 33. And we talk about that transmutation number. And you know, this form of date numerology, very powerful, works very well in our work. We see the connections here. Again, Satoshi Nakamoto equals 55, God 55, Satan 55, predestination 55. So that 33, Yahshua prophesies for 33 years, died at age 33. Water unfreezes at 33 degrees, the unfrozen pineal gland. So very important, you know. Mm, very important. So, uh, you know, date numerology works very well when you pay attention to it. .com bubble to the potential March 3rd, 2022 crash. Who knows? We'll talk about some dates in February, probably in its own video. Um, you know, let's just go and touch base on Shemitah this year. Just look at how that played out. So again, look at the power in this. The Shemitah this year, the 57 that we get in Moon. Rosh Hashanah, the day before, on the 6th, the start of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish Hebrew New Year. Rosh Hashanah equals 57, you guys. That powerful connection there. Moon, 57. Okay? That moon energy that came in on this moon. The moon was the 6th in September. The new moon. We saw Bitcoin hit a top, and on the 7th it dumped. Very powerful energy shift here. Okay? And on the December 4th, we were able to call this date in advance and the energy that would come. Because the 57 in numerology, being 88 days from the start of Rosh Hashanah, that 227 stock market crash equals 227. We've talked about that. Very powerful connections, leaving 27 days left in the year. That 27 plaguing us right now. Very powerful things. Very powerful things. There's connections that we can make using the code. Definitely want to utilize that. Market psychology and technical analysis with the code. Hangout session. Just chilling. Don't know how this video is going to go, but definitely want it to be teachable. But things that will help out your decoding, that will help you out. It's very powerful, I think. Anyways, let's go back to the 10th of 2022. And compare it again to Shemitah. And right now, this date of March 10th coming up will be the 22nd year of the .com bubble during the Shemitah, and being the 69th day of the year. I still think it could be powerful. 19 equaling sun, and 55 tying us into Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin currently hit 69K and has had a big correction since. This will be on Thursday, the day of Jupiter. So very powerful. Jupiter equals 27. This day is critical. So I'm just considering this day, and another would be 2 days later, because that would be 22 years and 2 days. Very powerful connection there, that 57. Okay. And another connection being, this day being a Saturn day, and another connection being this day. Okay. 22 years, 2 months, 2 days. Very powerful connection as we head into 2022. Okay, very, very powerful year. 222, order out of chaos equals 222, and we've shown you that in our videos. So very powerful connections here. Again, which is why February could be important. And we're going to do February in its own decode, you guys. Just that important. The connections I've made there eventually. So I'll have that ready by February. But also, the important connection right here on this date, May 13th, Friday the 13th, the day of Venus, 2 years, 2 months, and 3 days. You know, this will be 2 years. Hold on. This is 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days since the World Health Organization, they declared a global pandemic. Okay, so very powerful 222 connection here on this Friday the 13th date, and that ties us all the way back into the Spanish flu. 2 years, 2 months, 2 days since the 11th of March in 2020. Whenever and we'll show you that. 11th of March in 2020. 2 years, 2 months, 2 days since the start of, the global pandemic, you guys. So very powerful day, this Friday the 13th. Okay. The following day, we saw a stock market crash on Friday the 13th. The following 2 days after, this is 2 years and 2 months since the Friday the 13th crash of March 2020. These powerful connections coming up this next year. So again, an extended cycle is not out of the cards for cryptocurrency, being the first asset class since the 1600s, a very nascent and speculative asset class still. And it's just how far does it extend out is the question. That's the important one, if we were to see it. And how far are we off, from our December 4th projection of a 72K Bitcoin, potentially higher if we saw it. That was our bias that we were wrong about. So how far are we wrong? How far are we off? We know the energy's coming. I do believe still. I love blockchain backer, but I don't believe the top is in. I believe this is a very massive shakeout that could even shake out more still. And we'll talk about that. But just, very important. Very powerful connections. That's a lot of twos that we're seeing in the 2022 year, in the Hebrew year of, what adds up to 22. All during Shemitah, So, again, the day before, I'm just very interested in how this next year is going to work out. I think I already made the 22 year, 2 month, and 2 day connection in May 12th, 2022 from the .com bubble. Correct? Okay, go back 10 more years. Boom. Yeah, .com bubble to, May 12th, Thursday, the 22 year, 2 month, 2 day connection there. Just, 233rd day of the year. It's very powerful, I think, possibly. 2 times 33 is 66. So, just very powerful numbers right here, adding up. But just interested in how this next year is going to play out, and the continuation of December and January, where we typically see the tops for Bitcoin come in. December 17th in 2017, entering into 2018, we saw a rally the first week of January. So, we exposed that in my last video in the technical analysis. So, definitely, money aside, crypto is essentially a deflationary asset if you just wait long enough. And for those who are worried and out there who have been in the market, they know that. They know exactly what I'm talking about. They still up if they got in last year. And in 5 years in this market, I think it'll be impossible to lose money if you just wait. If you dollar cost average every single week with your paycheck, even with those $10 in crypto over the course of in real assets, I think over the course of 5 years, you can probably make six figures depending on what coins you put your money into. And, but you got to have a mindset to go with that. You got to invest in yourself, not just throw money into some shit coin. I think, you can make a lot of money though if you know what you're doing in shit coins, as long as they don't go to zero. But hey, we've seen some substantial price increasement and possibly already a blow off top for Sheeb that already made millionaires. So, you know, I'm just saying. I'm not telling you to go buy Sheeb neither. I'm just saying. But yeah, just very interested in some dates. Oh yeah, April 12th. April 12th being 22 years and 33 days um, from the start of the dot-com bubble. Just very powerful. Just very powerful. I think that'd be crazy. The 102nd day of the year, reverse 201, event 201. The Jesuit Pope Giorgio Bergoglio, his name equals 201. He stays in suite 201. The first ever Pope to stay in that suite. The building stays in, it equals 201. Just very powerful things. The first day of April, 22 years, 22 days since the dot-com bubble, a date that gives us 47 in numerology, you know. And I'm not saying anything will happen on any of these dates. We know January starts a restart, a new cycle, a new year. We don't know how none of this is going to work, you know. I've just tried to show you the best I can, the most important times, I think, to watch out for using the code more than anything, you know. I think crypto is extremely ritualized as the newest asset class that has the most volatility, that has the most speculation, and it has Tether, which is just fake money, and it's just printed digits on a screen with all this leverage. We all know it's fake, and you know, it's all about how you situate yourself in this journey, in this digital decade, in this evolution of money. Money in itself is fake, and we know that. But what I'm trying to say is crypto is a mechanism that is utilized by the elites to steal our emotions, energy, and money. And there is a small percentage of people that will be able to make money from that. And they'll be able to become extremely wealthy, and it'll be different than tech stocks, and it'll be different than precious metals, and it'll be different than all these other things. A majority of people will lose money investing, but those that are patient, they will make money. They always make money. They're the uncommon 1%. If you hold out with this fiat-based economy, all the speculative assets that are based off that cash, well, they'll go up based on the devaluation of the fiat that we watched for 50 years. But if you're jumping in this market and waiting 3 months expecting to be a millionaire, well, someone lied to you. They lied big time. That's not how markets work, and you don't need to be here. You're not welcome here if that's your mindset. Sorry, red pill. But anyways, just again bringing up some important significance, I think, to the month of potential upcoming crashes. How long do we extend out? 9/11/2001, 9/11 before the end of Shemitah. Rosh Hashanah in 2022. It ends, Sunday, September 25th. Okay. So yeah, you know, the 26th, maybe the 27th, around that number. Maybe it's the 27th. That's very powerful. But anyway, this will be still in the year of Shemitah. You know, a day that leaves 111 days left in the year. You know, we know this day isn't important. You know, 21 years even. The power in that 21 number. That 911 that can be perceived as 9 times 11. That 99 comes back to Jupiter. Peter, the Jew Peter, okay, the apostle, Jew Peter, the apostle. I'm just all right. I'll behave. I'll behave. But all this is practiced in Judaism, Rosh Hashanah, and these connections that we're seeing. So just think about it, you guys. You know, the 21 connection there. We know it's powerful. Saturn equals 21. You know, Father Time, the ruler of Earth. Long time away, but if we study the way Shemitah works, we've seen how once we get to the end of Shemitah, they do the release of the markets. You know that, and you know that's what Shemitah means. It means release. You know, it's the year of Shemitah, and just typically kind of choppy and bouncy, big corrections to a market year. It's the end of it that the ball gets dropped, you guys. Typically. And that's something I want to remind you of. How long do we extend out? You know, if you think about some huge epic crash, it would make more sense for it to happen post Shemitah. Of course, during it, we could have massive volatility, and you know, we can have resets and black swan events like March of 2020 and the global pandemic, and we had a huge crash, but we rebounded and recovered 150 days later. Come on. You don't see your traditional markets do that, or any markets do that. It was in a downtrend. It was a V-shaped fucking recovery. You know, it took 50 to 60 days to see the prices just, you know, be obliterated and bought up. We were buying that dip. Why? Because we were the uncommon 1%. We knew what was going on. Manipulation. Market makers. Okay? Keep your emotions on the sideline. Okay? Bitcoin didn't even make a new lower low that year. Last year. The year of 2020. In March. I mean, you know, I believe we could have stuff like that come in the year of 22. You know, very possible. Reset. Change. Recycle. All equals 22. You know. But as for, you know, a huge crash and everything destabilized it and a bear market and all that kind of idea, I'm just ignoring that FUD right there. Right now. It typically happens after the release, the Shemitah, after Rosh Hashanah, you know. You know, typically does. So I'll put a little bit of energy into an extended cycle. But everything determines on what happens between December and January right now. The end of December, really. You know, I don't. You know, we enter into January. We'll see what happens. But you know, we still have a lot to talk about in technical analysis, and we'll get to that. But I'm just entertaining this damn theory of an extended cycle, and you know, if that's what they do to us, then great. We can wait another couple months together. We got this, right? I mean, we could do it. You know, make that life-changing wealth, and if we're given another reaccumulation opportunity, we'll back the truck up. They'd be stupid to give me another chance. Fuck you talking about? Top 0.01%. Fuck you talking about? I accumulate. Just saying. We're just trying to do our best to see what's to come. It doesn't necessarily mean none of this is going to be accurate or any of it holds any weight. You know, take it with a grain of salt and do your own due diligence. But you know, just being prepared is going to be enough, you guys. If we have anything to do with our free times besides staring at charts, and it'd be studying the market from the past, studying how Shemitah has influenced and affected the markets, you know, and we know Platinum Jubilee is on the 6th of February. Wow, you know, uh, more insight as what's potentially to come in February. We have a banking holiday on the mirror date in June 2nd next year. Jubilee banking holiday. Very powerful things, you guys. You know, let's hold on. Oh wow, that's a lot of twos. So the 1st of June will be 22 years, 2 months, and 22 days. And all this is big to me because it has a lot to do with Platinum Jubilee, and that starts the 2nd and the 6th of February. 21 years, 330. Wow. Melted mind. Face melt. You know? Boom. So many dates to watch out for, you guys. And, yeah. I don't know. Let's do some TA, you guys. First thing we'll take a look at the weekly chart on Bitcoin. We see this 34 exponential as being supported on the weekly moving average, trading at about 49.7K. Very powerful, very powerful. We did get rejected off the 21. That's not a good sign. That's this moving average right here. Getting trapped in between here is normal. Before figuring out a direction, we see a clear doji pattern being formed right here. This candle on the weekly right now. We close this weekly candle tomorrow. Would love to see it get above the 21. Bitcoin does need to choose a direction soon, though. Based off technical analysis and based off everything we've been seeing with the downtrend and the the moving averages. If we extend out, we're going to form a long-term structure like this, or something. If not, it does need to make that decision. That took about, 9, 10 bars, so 70 days to see, a pull out of that. Yeah. Yeah. So holding support above that 34 until tomorrow night. I would love to see a close. I would love to see energy come in and get above that, 0.5 fib of our dead cat bounce fib scenario. Which again, we know a dead cat bounce is just a bull trap that gets rejected off the golden pocket. In crypto, we can be very volatile and go even up as high as the 888 and get rejection. We've talked about that. So would love to see a weekly close tomorrow and energy coming into, well, that's today now because I'm doing this video overnight. It's 8:16 a.m. Sunday, the day of the sun. So today, would love to see that weekly close this evening. Above 52K to be quite frank. Let's take out that 21. Let's see if we can get it. Just a few grand. That's nothing. We know Bitcoin can, it can move 4.73% in a day. We can get that. We can hit 5-6%. Up 3 grand. We can do that. We've seen it happen before. Hey, What it do right here in a day, you know, in a day. Oh yeah, that shit dumped. What? Okay, 30%. Um, you know, that was powerful. I'm just saying. So let's see what happens there. Would love to see that close above the 21 on the weekly. Take a look at the daily. Give me a minute. Cause I'm looking. I ain't looked at the charts. Since I started this video, since before. I got my mind right, meditated. We just jumped on and looked at these charts hardly at all. Like I said at the beginning of the video, much lately. So give me a minute to examine this. You know, we had our Thanksgiving dump, a liquidation last Saturday. Yeah, let's hide this. One thing I wanted to bring up, I brought up in my last video, the 23 days. Um, you know, um, we talked about this being a 23-day dip till we saw, this straight line breakout out of our, the apex of what was our, on this chart that I drew for you guys. We saw this straight line breakout of our falling wedge pattern, that we saw rejection out of this one. That's very powerful. So we know that's what's happening right there. This is our falling wedge. We saw a 23-day correction, right? Bitcoin equals 23. We talked about that. We saw from our automatic rally before eventually breaking out of our firmament, we saw a 36-day dump right here. Very powerful for an automatic rally straight line breakout out of this falling wedge pattern that we had. This was our first one. Our second one, this was the one that gave us rejection right here. That now we're in a falling symmetrical triangle that I've got drawn right here, battling to just hold support right here above this 382 that we finally had a breakout above on this daily candle right here, Sunday, the day of the sun, December 12th. Very powerful. We've got to hold that as support today, I do believe, on this dead cat bounce scenario. Tight, cooling, consolidation, sideways trading. Just continuation of support right here above our previous, 48K range right before we dumped again. One thing I do want to bring up is this fractal pattern that we could be, experiencing. And if we had this and we talk about it for a minute, we could be seeing this play out again, just, elongated and drawn out. Boom. And this could be, possibly even a potential another push to the downside in the near distant future. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but we've got to bring it into the picture. Like, this is very bearish right here. If this was to be playing out again, one thing to note, like, I don't want to say that's a prediction or that we're going to repeat this. But this is kind of like the hopium sentiment right here, and something to consider and look out for. I don't really like using bar patterns a lot, but there's essentially just like plagiarism, copy and paste. Essentially taking this bars pattern right here and copying it, and trying to solidify your outlook. Well, it's not TA. That's just like copying things and pasting it. But bringing it up here and saying, like, if we place it right here at the bottom and we're going to do a V bottom recovery, well, yeah, that does take us back up to 69K, cool. And if we saw that, then, well, it was right. But I don't really like to do that. Takes us right there about 75K. 76K, 77K if we place it from where we're at right now. But that would be huge, and that is a big move for how low of volume there's been. So when CME opens tonight, and if there's a ton of liquidity um, coming to the market, it wouldn't be weird to see Bitcoin go up an additional 20%. So huh, hold on, I think my firmament got moved. How'd that happen? But anyways, I don't really like to do bars patterns, you guys. But we can see, if it does play out, still to be the same, and it does drop down lower, maybe we can pull that bars pattern out to see what happens. But it's something we can keep an eye out for even from here. That could take us into a higher high around 72K. But I definitely think it'd be the luck of the draw that happened. How did my firmament get moved? You guys, that don't happen. But you see how well this firmament plays out. And I'm sorry that I had that in the wrong position in the last video. I noticed that after I rewatched it, and that was one of the reasons why I said, you know what, I can come out and I can do better, dude. And I can give these guys all I got, and everything I've learned. And one take uncut, but we see how well these firmaments play into picture here. Just very powerful. This is the arc. It's called the ARC, the arc, and you can add that to your toolbar up here, just like the regression trend that I've drawn out right here for Bitcoin. But I wanted to make that connection earlier. I was talking about of this automatic rally to the top of 69K being a 42-day period. We've spoken about that before. Not only making that connection in our last video about top to top being 21 days, all numbers that tie us into Saturn. So very powerful connections that we're seeing right here in Bitcoin, highly tied to Saturn in the year of Saturn. So just very powerful, you guys. I can't deny the possibility of the maturity of Bitcoin and it potentially setting that blow off top at 69K, especially if we see it come up here and push up and not break past the firmament, not get past 69K again, get rejected around the 888 or the 0.1 or even this, anything without setting a higher high. Definitely, consider that, especially on the daily time frame, to be a, when we zoom out, a blow off top for Bitcoin, and potentially heading into a bear market. And that's strictly from technical analysis and my research, but definitely wanted to bring that possibility up. But yeah, let's go to, we see we're holding support above our dead cat bounce fib right here, above the 382. If we pull up our fib from previous all-time highs in April, we see we're above the 0.5 still. We'd love to see this get to trading in the golden pocket of this previous Fibonacci extension. Reach out. Yeah, right there at around 51K. That very, very important number. Heading into Monday Moon Day tomorrow, Moon equals 51. Would love to see a close above the 21-day moving average on the weekly. Wasn't that at yeah, that was at 50. That was at 52K. So that could be very possible, like we talked about, and tonight being the close is so fucking annoying because it's retail trading right now, and you know how I feel about leverage traders. But I don't know. On the daily, we're still below the 200 exponential moving average. Would love to see a daily close above that, and a push towards 51k. That would be the top of our symmetrical triangle that we're in. Would love to see just that breakout tonight, push towards that 21k at 52k on the daily time frame. That'd be the 0.5 fib where we need to look out for, you know, what's going to happen going forward in the markets with Bitcoin. You know, everything right here, dead cat bounce scenario on this fib right here. Okay, so very important. You know, would love to just at least get back above, you know, this 200 tonight on the close, and then just go from there. Before, you know, anything else. Tomorrow being the 13th, the day I talked about in my decode in the last video, being an important day where I think the energy could start to shift, being 5 days before our full moon. You know, is this a bull trap? Possibly on smaller time frames playing out. I don't know. We'd have to look and see. I haven't. So holding this regression trend. You know, we'd love to see that holding closes above this median would be good. Yeah, I'd like to see that. There is, you know, a lot to talk about though. That 34 though, I want to see us eventually get back above that 34, and this 8 flip that 34, have our bullish pioneer cross right there, and then our super duper bullish pioneer cross right there around that 55 exponential movement average. That is, well, it's right there running alongside our regression trend line that you know, I'll speak about in a few minutes, that I've got drawn up right here. Just very powerful that our moving averages are cooled up right there, and I'm noticing that, you know. So, let's go ahead and delete this 21 day. We'll bring it up maybe again. This 42 day. Just powerful connections in the days that it took for these fractals to play out, between top and top, and you know, bottom to top. It's very powerful. All tying us to Saturn. We know Bitcoin's tied to Saturn. Satoshi Nakamoto is Saturn. So, our firmament, just, you know, see what happens. That we could not break out till February, January, or March. You know, like we were talking about in the decode earlier, with those future dates. That's you know, before seeing a dump. February, very powerful, you guys. Being the Hebrew leap year, very powerful. I think that might have some potential energy shift to the markets. We'll have to get a decode ready for that. Yeah, let's go to the 3-day real quick on our other chart and see what's going on right there. I know what break is coming. Alright, man. You guys know my Bitstamp chart always likes to freeze on us. But there's that clear view of the 200 that we're underneath on the daily time frame we've been talking about. Let's go ahead and zoom out so we can get a full screen view for you guys, so you can understand, so you can see. I'm trying to go slow, trying to be professional, trying to leave the red pills to the low, trying to bring market psychology, sentiment, philosophy. The RSI right now is setting at 38 for Bitcoin on the daily time frame. That's important to know. We don't hang out in these oversold areas long, and that's what these are. These are oversold areas. So very important, you guys. We've been in a clear downtrend, which makes me, optimistic that we could be forming a, inverse head and shoulders pattern here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, boom. Who knows? We'll have to see how that plays out. The MACD on the daily time frame is still bearish, but we see a potential cross coming. A golden cross on the MACD, a bullish cross. That would be amazing to see. It's been days, you guys. How many days has it been since? Because this don't count. We know that was November 9th and 10th, our bull trap. But it's been 50 days, you guys. So that 56th day, taking us to December 19th, the day after our full moon, you guys. Not surprising, very powerful. Just the time frame. Our new moon was bearish this month. What? They're typically bullish. Will the full moon be bullish? They're typically bearish. Let's see what happened. We had a double eclipse period right after Mercury in retrograde. And, just could we see them about ready to release some energy in this Shemitah year? Shemitah meaning release, being the sabbatical year that we follow on our time frame. And, it's very powerful to our work. We were going to go and look at, oh man, we got to move it to the 3-day first. We'll move it to the 3-day time frame and look at everything real quick. You guys, if you've really made it this far in the video, man, you're really pioneers, man. And, you're really someone who wants to better yourself and start learning technical analysis and, utilizing the code and changing your life for the betterment of your family and your loved ones. It's not about being rich. It's about, preparing yourself mentally, physically, emotionally for everything, in this cyclical world, this circle of life that we decoded in our last video. I encourage you all to go look at that. The RSI on the 3-day time frame is sitting at 42, you guys. Saturn equals 42. Very powerful connections right there. We know Satoshi equals 24. And, that's the mirror of 42. So when you type out just Satoshi. So very, very powerful. MACD on the 3-day time frame, still bearish, you guys. Let's get this full screen like we said we would, and look at our moving averages on the 3-day time frame. Well, shit. That's bearish. That 36K, the reaccumulation period of a huge reaccumulation after decline, which would lead into an extended cycle, you guys. And I know that you might not want to hear that. That is bearish for the short term. And, it would be just like when I came out here in May and called the Elon Musk sell-off a 200, 160, 200 day plus or minus period that would lead into, saw win, you guys, literally, and Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs. Like, we were guaranteed confusion in September, you guys, before surprises in October. We were guaranteed an automatic rally in August. We were guaranteed a low in June and July. Like, all this we were guaranteed. Everything else, it's all speculation from here. And the best we can provide is, you know, what technical analysis gives us, what market sentiment gives us, what RSIs and MACDs and etc. give us, what price action gives us. That's all. You know, it can only do one of three things, and we talk about this. I don't like to beat a dead horse, but it can go up, down, sideways, and it only goes two directions euphorically. Okay, and that's up and down. Everything else is boring. All right. Um, and it's a hurry up and wait situation. So very important to know that. But all that we were guaranteed. But that does leave us this retest of the 200 exponential moving average, sitting at around 36k. Bitcoin equals 36. We know the power of that 36, or the three sixes. And then, 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. The power of that 18, that infinite connection to source that we talked about in our last video. The perfect circle, tying us all back into Saturn, the circle of life, you guys. Just very powerful things, that we cannot deny. Okay? Every day that we wake up, we play this game of life. And, predestination, they tell us it was all planned out, every last move, but I see that very powerful connection right there. Would love to see us hold support of the 382. That would be bullish. That 42 range, hold support of that in the year of Saturn, maybe. Hopefully, let's be optimistic, but I don't want to give hopium neither. We'll have to see what happens. But that 29k range again could, it could come in, and that's anything under that, closes under that on the daily time frame, you guys. That's bearish. I don't know what to tell you, but hey, again, we don't hold Bitcoin, so we hold altcoins, and we use fundamental technical analysis to hopefully position ourselves well in those. But Bitcoin is the leader of the market, the artificial sun created by Saturn, Kronos, Father Time, and we go over this. So it provides the overall energy to the market, and if it goes down, it brings everything down. And we'll see what happens. So yeah, 3-day time frame. Would love to see a close, which December 12th. It started today. So would love to see it close by the 14th, and reclaim that 200 double exponential moving average at 52k. Like we've been talking about that on the weekly. We've been talking about that, that level on the daily time frame so far. So again, that 52k being a very powerful number, 52 weeks in the year, perfect circle in the circle of life. Those numbers, we got 52, and I meant to tie that into the 52 week cycle, yearly cycle in my last decode, and I didn't, which is why I'm so interested in bringing back a part 2 to that decode. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But if we can just reclaim that 55, that is bearish, you guys, that we're underneath that 55 on the 3-day time frame. We're still holding support above our Bollinger Bands, and that's great. That's cool. But this fib from our previous April highs, which I don't want to change because we see this was a clear bear trap. We see that's what this was with this downtrend. So this 0.1 fib, would love to see us, get back into this golden pocket right there where that 55 is. Just reclaim that 55 or that 200. There's our 8 exponential moving average and that 34. That bearish cross right there we've recently had that came in around, December 6th. Right there after our new moon. So again, that was typically supposed to be bullish. So let's see what happens. We're in this huge trading range of 58k and 29k, to be quite frank. And maybe we've seen the top come in for Bitcoin, but like Blockchain Backer says, but again, I'm not so adamant on that. We got a lot to talk about. Potential head and shoulders pattern is potentially forming, and we'd love to see that pattern break. Out of all the patterns we've seen break, we definitely want to see that break. I would love to see an automatic rally up out of here, straight line breakout up out of here, and see this just, potentially be forming a inverse head and shoulders, which is very unlikely, you guys. But I don't know, my computer's freezing. Damn Bitstamp chart, man. But yeah, definitely would love to see an inverse head and shoulders. I could have drawn that a lot better, but definitely would love to see an inverse head and shoulders pattern playing out right here instead of, this big elongated head and shoulders pattern that is clearly trying to form. You know, definitely don't like that. So very sloppy, all that drawing I just did. Sorry about that. But you see what's happening here. Potential inverse head and shoulders. Hopefully. I would love to see it just play out like that. I doubt that it will. We'll have to come back and reevaluate if it does. Right now we're looking for 55 daily closes, 3-day closes above the 55 or the 200. Back above this golden pocket at the 618. Get back above that 702 range of the golden pocket where the 34-day exponential moving average is on the 3-day time frame. So very, very bullish. Yeah. Definitely that double exponential of the 8 crossing everything right here. Definitely not good, you guys. It looks gross, to be quite frank, if I got to be honest with you. But we'll see what happens. No volume in the markets, none. We literally got decline in volume. That's a good sign, though. That really is, I think, still. At this stage of the bull run, we want to see massive amounts of volume in the markets. Yeah, this stage, I do believe. But yeah, let's go back to our trading view chart and look at this regression trend line that we see. We've been really struggling on this trend line, and we're probably going to save this on the chart because it's very clean. And something to consider is if we get above that and start breaking above that and get above the 786 or the 702, the 618 in this dead cat bounce scenario, that's time to start watching what's going on. If we start breaking structure above these candles right here and get above the 888, that would signal bull trap technically, but it would be something that shows somewhat of recovery at the same time. So very cautious time frame and period right there. That's the type of liquidity jump, by the way, a bull trap, that we need to create an alt season. I know a lot of you are alt heavy, no juice, no alt season. Remember that. So that would be the type of shit you want to see for an alt season. That's what I want to see for an alt season. I hold alts. I don't hold Bitcoin. Okay? So very important to watch out for. Let's just reclaim this 21 daily at 52 and close above that at first. Get above our falling symmetrical triangle, come back, retest it possibly, and break out. Okay, get past this regression trend line and this golden pocket and close above. So That'd be really, really nice, getting above that 21 EMA on the daily. Until then, we're just building structure and base. So, all that's good for now. All that's cool. But not if we can't reclaim this 200 first. This 382, period. This 618 of our previous April fibs. Okay? So, that 52, getting above that 52 and staying above 50, it's that psychological range. If we don't do it, it could be bloody, you guys, and that's potentially moving all the way back down to 29K, like we spoke about earlier. And I know you don't want to hear that, but that's just the truth. And yeah, the upside targets though, break a 52K, boom, 55K next, psychological range, golden pocket, which is the 702 of the dead cat bounce. It's right there at the 786 of our previous fib. So, hey, of both 786s, imagine how that is magically lining up right there. How about that? How about that? That's amazing. I just noticed that. So yeah, very nice. Very nice. Would love to see that. I'm just looking, you guys. Just looking. We do have this very bearish scenario playing out, possibly some people would say, because again, we could say this is a double top because it is 2 or 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks exactly, 21 days. It is more than 2 weeks, almost a month apart. So, that's something to pay attention for possible M pattern right here. Very bearish. We know W's are bullish, but M patterns are bearish. So yeah, something to bring up right there. I don't think that's what it is at all. I'm just throwing my sentiment out there, but take everything I say with a grain of salt. But yeah. Oh, but yeah. Well, you guys, that pretty much covers it for Bitcoin, I think. Oh, I did want to bring up this. Let me clear up the drawings so you can see some of these moving averages better. This simple moving average that I have pulled up, that I highly suggest you use, the 200 simple moving average, we're holding support of. So very bullish, you guys, very bullish. And I want to bring that up. But we did get a bearish cross between the 21 and the 111-day moving average. And pay attention how much this, every time we hold support of this 200 or this 111-day moving average, we see substantial price increasement to the upside. We see a pump to the upside every time we break out above this 111-day moving average. So we definitely like to see a reclaim of price action above this 111-day moving average on the simple moving average for Bitcoin. So very bullish. Okay, very, very bullish if we could see that. Right now we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, very powerful moving averages right here, and great to see multiple daily support held. So far, we've been above this. We've wicked down to it once. We came down, closed above it. We've, had a very dramatic sell-off towards it. It's closed above it. Hey, now we're pumping up. So let's see what happens. Let's just break this previous high of 51.5. 51.7, 51.8. Let's get above that and close above that first and reclaim 52K and see what happens with these lagging indicators. Okay, our moon cycle, winter solstice is coming up. The 22nd of the month, a very powerful day I prepare you for every month, the 21st and the 22nd. pay attention to this day, which is 4 days after our new moon or our full moon. Very powerful energy shifts right here. Reset, recycle, change equals 22. That's what it brings the 22nd of the month, every month to the markets. We go over this. So whatever happens, I can't tell you, but the most bearish scenario is the best opportunity. Remember that. Altcoins can't really go too much farther down. I mean, damn, they can go obviously down to zero. I mean, let's be real, especially if, they're shit coins. But if we measure down 90% off of most altcoins highs, that's like the best discount that possibly exists in the world. Like Black Friday times 1,000. I'll behave. I play too much. But I'm just saying, it'd be like the C word crash all over again. And it'd be where you want to accumulate all over again if we see Bitcoin tank back down to 29K. It will bring them altcoins down to back the truck up, pack it, and stack it levels before, we see an automatic rally out of it. Point blank period. They can't go down forever. Nothing goes straight down. They're going to come right back up. Double digit decreases call for double digit increases, and we really pay attention to how we're really going to play these markets moving forward. For Bitcoin holders, you want to de-risk if we get back above 60s. Don't sell everything, but de-risk. If not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. Pay attention to that. None of this is financial advice, but it's just what you want to do. We don't know what's going to happen, but we have that extended cycle theory that pushes us out past January, February, March, etc. We've talked about that, and that's possible because of what we exposed with the dot-com bubble today. But the dot-com bubble actually made highs in the market around January. It was the big crash in March that happened that took everybody's sentiment and emotion, and that what everybody remembers. But the highs just came in. That's what made sense if you know technical analysis. And so January, maybe early February best for continuation, I think, possibly. So we'll have to see what happens. But other than that, we might just be repeating 2020 if they're really going to extend this out. And that is the dream we all wish for. But I don't know that we're going to be given that, you guys. Everybody would love to have that 2020 reaccumulation period all over again of the C19 crash, where then we see nothing but up and up and up. And if that time comes in the market, I'll let you know what I'll be doing, and hopefully I'll be building that trading course, for everybody to get involved in. But we'll have to see what happens. But yeah. Definitely want to just bring up that in these moving averages, the simple moving averages that you can add to your chart. But I personally don't think we'll see Bitcoin below 20,000 no more. And anything's possible in the matrix, maybe 14, 16K. But retesting these ranges. But I doubt that. I highly doubt that. And that would be at the bottom of the bear market for the next bear market. And after the Shemitah, I believe. From all my research, but we'll have to continue to see how this plays out. But yeah, definitely just wanted to bring those connections up, you guys. Sorry for dragging this out. Let's look at Shiba. Oh God, yeah, this is definitely looking like a this is definitely looking like a potential blow off top, and yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about Sheeb, you guys. That's potential blow off top right there, to be quite frank. And we'll have to just continue to see how that plays out. Holding that 0.5 fib though of our previous April or September, you know, that would, I don't know, we're under the golden pocket, you guys. I would love to see that hold support. And now that it's not, I just see a potential retest of this 236 in the future. I mean, this looks gross, to be quite frank. You know, if you show me the chart, I'll tell you the news, and that's just my opinion on that. Maybe we see it go up from here, but you know, we see two fib fallout breakouts right now, of the 236 on our previous, you know, October highs, and yeah, and then the golden pocket fall of this one. Definitely bearish to me, you guys. Glad we de-risked our portfolios in SHIB, and we're able to, you know, prepare you guys for that. We told you what we were doing, and that we only held just a small percentage left for a potential, hopefully, you know, another 60% is what we talked about, I think. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll hold the rest of that long term, I guess. And you know, we still have a sell order set on exchanges for the little bit of SHIB that we have left. So you know, we got a little bit stacked in the power piggy for long term, and that is it. You know, we'll have to see what happens. This still might get, you know, obliterated, you know, off the top. I mean, we've seen it lose already 65% of its value, you guys. So people that think it can't, you know, these shit coins can't lose 65, 70, 80, 95% of their value from off the top, then yeah, I mean 80% would take us right back down to the 236, 77%, really. Wow, you gotta be shitting me. Anyways, you can't make this stuff up. Judaism equals 77, you guys. I mean, come on, you guys. I mean, this is ridiculous. You can't make this stuff up. But yeah, you know, just saying, just very interesting, the market sentiment. Everybody says SHIB's going to a penny right here, and they want to buy it. And you know, I don't even know why I'm looking at this. Anyways, yeah, we knew, we prepared you. That's why I came out and did my videos, and got you ready for SHIB to buy for 144 days, and then boom, we prepared you on the way up to de-risk, and that is it. You know, strictly by the code. Um, VeChain, it's disappointing me, you guys. Very bullish on this. You know, still expect it to do good things. You know, down 70% from its previous all-time highs. You know, I expect one more push in VeChain, and you better be de-risking your portfolios, not financial advice. If we see it, we see this sideways choppy, just long range playing out right here. That's, you know, brought us down currently roughly almost 75% from our previous highs back in April. So very powerful. 240 days right now is what we're sitting at. So very powerful numbers. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on there. See what we're coming up on that can make sense. Let's go from Rosh Hashanah. 98 days from Rosh Hashanah. So let's pay attention to the 101, the 99, December 14th, very powerful. The 101 December 16th, and the new moon or the full moon be 103 days. Very interesting to pay attention to in the near distant future for VeChain. A coin that I think is highly scripted to the Jesuit order. Anyways, but very powerful connections I'm seeing right here. Yeah, that's 39 days. Yeah, we're 33 days down right now from our high. So just very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll see what happens with V chain. We still hold it. We're getting ready to annihilate some targets as we see this pump up. I do believe we'll get in the near distant future after we see alt season start. Um, so we'll see what happens. Want to reclaim this 236 at 10 cents though, you guys. Um, that that's when we'll get bullish. I don't want to be too hopium right now. That wouldn't be fair to anyone. To only think about the positive side of things for VeChain because it's looking very bearish right now. But we do have a low, higher high, low, which is a higher low with a higher high and a low that ultimately is holding support of that previous higher low, but is ultimately in the structure a higher low, and that's very important. These coins do this, but this is building structure for me, and I like to see that this doesn't look as shitty as things like XLM. That's a shit coin really, which holds real use case utility, but it pumps and dumps like a shit coin, let's be honest, and so does XRP. And I've given that red pill, and the truth about that, we see it in the charts. It literally pumps and dumps, both of them. So yeah. Mm. But let's finally get to XRP, you guys. Oh, we got a firmament drawn, you guys, from our parallel channel we drew back in the day. That's on our Bitstamp chart. We just keep it there for reminders. Yeah, we see our rejection that came in at $1.34 when we exposed how that was important, I think, because we knew Ripple XRP gave us that 134. So very powerful. That 42 we get in Ripple XRP that ties us into Saturn. So it's so very powerful connections here. I do think. Yeah. But yeah, we see that rejection there of our firmament dome at $1.34. We know that range came back into effect back in August on the 15th, which is a very important date because we know August 15th of 2021 was the 50th year anniversary of the Nixon shock back in 1971, where they ended the convertibility of gold and put us on the petrodollar system that started the devaluation of the dollar, and which is what led us to where we are today in the implementation and creation of cryptocurrency that came along years later in 1988, created by David Schwartz and his patent for distributed ledger technology. So very interesting, and the time frames that have played out here with XRP. This was, like we said, I think an 86-day roughly top. That very powerful number in 86 being Tetragrammaton, Puppet Master, giving us the 86, Ripple giving us 86, 87 days till from top to top of that firmament dome. So very important. 86 being Ripple equals 86, Tetragrammaton equals 86, Puppet Master. All these very powerful connections there. We see we're in this falling pennant, bear pennant, whatever, symmetrical triangle, falling wedge pattern right here. Whatever you want to call it, I just threw two lines up. We know that. I don't like to do pattern drawing. I don't think they hold much technical analysis, but this regression trend that we can't seem to break back above and hold support above has really kept us in this downtrend. Would love to see this upward trend and momentum hold support up out of here now that we've broken through basically everything, and we've seen a buyback up for XRP. This was, good lord, you guys, we're already up 26% from the bottom. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? But again, everything is really looking a lot bearish to me right now. Very indecisive moments for XRP. and would definitely like to see it decide on which way it wants to go as well, or else we could be going right back down to about 56 cents. Would love to see that 51 cents hold as support, or else I would get really concerned. And yeah, there's not a whole lot to point out with XRP, to be quite frank. We had that firmament we'd like to break out above, at 97 cents and clearly get back above $1 and hold that. That 105, any closes above 105 would support held, would show me, solidification of, continuation, and that this was nothing but a huge liquidation event, and that's clearly provided us a buying opportunity, and that's it. But yeah, but let's look at the RSI on the 3-day. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I really hope this provides you guys with a lot of outlook on what's potentially to come for the markets. You enjoy the work that I've provided, and if it resonates with you and your conscience, hit the like button, share button. Throw it out there. If we look at RSI for XRP, let's trade it to Brand BQ over at the Sandwich of Coherency, who allowed us to be able to play The Break and this music video that he provided for me. Federal Fair Use Act, everything. To be able to play this throughout the video, in the background at the start of my videos, because we know a break is coming. So huge shout outs to the Sandwich of Coherency podcast and everything they're doing over there, exposing the truth all around the world. Give them a follow, you guys, on Twitter, on Spotify, on Facebook. I am not, by no means am I paid to promote his channel or nothing, but I think this is a community member that is like-minded, and someone who has the ability with his fifth chakra to speak out against corruption that we're seeing in this world today. And huge shout outs to that gentleman right there. And a lot of my music that I provide in the start of my videos came from this gentleman. So huge shout outs to the Quick family. Take care, Patriot. God bless you, man. Can't wait to link up in Raleigh sometime. So yeah, boom, XRP on the 3-day time frame. We were gonna go and look at the RSI. I think that's an important place to start. Setting at 82 cents. We want to see XRP get back above that 86 cent launchpad theory, you guys. We know how important that launchpad theory is of 86 cents. When we hold support of 86 cents, we see upside. Ripple equals 86. Tetragrammaton. Puppet Master equals 86. So very powerful. When we zoom out, because we're in doubt, we see that RSI, on the 3-day time frame, has failed recently. Perfectly where XRP likes to bounce at that 36. Very powerful. XRP falls below that, we see some destructuring going on typically. So not saying it can't happen, but we definitely want to see it get back above on the 3-day time frame very quickly, that 36 range. But we see all the way back to 2017, we are not in these oversold territories, because that's what this is. Oversold, weak hands for people that scream diamond hands. It surprises me, the sentiment in the market psychology of some of these investors, especially during the short term. But when the prices go up, they'll scream for a pullback so they can buy back again because they sold the bottom. Anyways, just kind of waiting for structure and seeing how this plays out on the RSI on the 3-day time frame. Definitely want to see it get back above 56, our bullish sentiment area, the power of that 56 number. So start breaking previous structures at 56. You know, we know what happens from there. So yeah. So unless you have, you know, no, I'm not saying now. Let me be smart about this. I'm not saying buy every dip, you guys. Okay, unless you have like a 5, 10 year investment thesis, you know, then you buy every fucking dip. Okay, that's me. All right, that's my thesis. That's my sentiment. I'm not here to get rich. I'm here to become rich. Big difference. Okay, and knowledge is rich. Knowledge is wealth. Okay, rich mindset is rich. All right, and that's what I plan to teach my son. All right, things like that. So you know, we need to make sure I reiterate that. So potential dead cat bounce scenario we've got pulled up right here. Definitely. Oh no, this was our bearish retrace pool for XRP on the daily time frame. Let's pull this up so we can see what's going on. MACD still bearish on the daily. Oh man, can we just get a flip? We know a break is coming. What's it about, you guys? It's about not giving up, you know. It's about holding out because we know it's about gut checks. We know that. Bam! Look at that. We are getting ready to flip bullish on the MACD and the signal line. Boom! We know what happens then. Upside, baby. So let's keep an eye on that over the next few days on the daily time frame. Again, these oversold, you know, capitulated areas of XRP on the relative strength index, the RSI, sitting there roughly at, what is that, 42, like we talked about. Very powerful number. We know Ripple XRP equals 42. Not surprising. Saturn equals 42, and we're in the year of Saturn. So so yeah, very powerful. Stop freezing, Bitstamp. Man, I've got so much congestion on this chart, you guys, but this chart is held strong for us, hasn't it? You know, over the last 2 years of our journey with XRP, and we're definitely proud of the work we've done on it. So boom. Give it some time to load up. Just grandpa ass. Can't wait to get a new computer one day, you guys. Probably still a few years away on that. We'll see how long this one lasts. But you know, we see let's look at XRP on the area. Just get a clear view of everything, you know, like we try and teach. You know, clean up that mess, clean up that nonsense, and see what's going on, you know. I'm liking that. Hold support of this 80 cents. You know, let's get back above that psychological dollar area. You know, right here. Boom. You see that? See that? Would love to see support held of that dollar psychological area, because that would show me, you know, the new iron wall has been conquered. You know, and I believe, you know, that was obviously our previous, you know, iron wall was our 20 cent, 30 cent area that we couldn't conquer for a while. Then it became the 60 cent iron wall theory, and then we had our 86 cent launchpad theory. You know, we had that 76 cent very psychological range and 3-year resistance. You know, that we had saw after our previous top play into factor there. Ripple equals 76 as well as 86. So very important. So definitely want to reclaim that dollar range. Let's take a look at the Heikin-Ashi. Still need to get some green candles filled. Definitely would love to see that. Morning, bud. I love you. You need anything, you let me know. Alright, well, you can get my phone as soon as I'm done with it, man. I love you. Alright, you guys. Boom. The boss just woke up. And we know who's in charge around here. The king, you know. I work for the king, remember that. That boy, you know. It's the only man I work for. Remember that. Um, alright. They go check my bed. I washed them and dried them. The covers. Check my bed. But we see support being held in the Bollinger Bands. 82 cents again. Would love to see a reclaim of that median on the Bollinger Band on the daily time frame for XRP right there at around 91 cents. And we know the power of that 1991 number. Ra, the ancient sun god, gives us that 19. Today is a day that leaves 19 days left in the year, I believe. Sunday, the day of the sun. Very powerful today, that 19. So we'd love to see that happen today as we transition into Monday, Moon Day. Very powerful. 97 cent is where our 200 double exponential moving average is. So let's first reclaim that 21 right there at the median at 91 cents. So that 21 exponential moving average coming in at 91 cents for XRP being very, very powerful. That 13 and 35, we see that 13 exponential moving average. It's flipped that 21. It's at 86 cents, you guys. So again, that 86 cents being very powerful, our launchpad theory. So where's that 8? 8. Alright, so if we can get our 8, which is below the 13, flip that 13, which is a bullish pioneer cross, and then we can see, that 21 flipped by the 13 and the 8 with it. You guys, we're on our way. We're on our way. That's very important. That 112, 115 exponential moving average, thanks to Josh, the pioneer, giving us that, setting at that $1.05 that I was speaking about. That 105 Ripple equals 15, XRP equals 15. So very powerful. Setting at that range with the 115, the 111 day moving average. So very powerful connections right there, I think, for XRP. Right now, still very bearish. We've spoken about that. I think we spoke about the 3-day time frame. Let's look at XRP on the weekly real quick. Let's go to this other chart with XRP. Alright, so yeah, we see the 21 has crossed both the 200 and the 111 day simple moving average for XRP. That is very bearish, you guys. We definitely want to see closes above that. Any one of those. I don't care. Any of them. Very important. Very important. Yeah. So same thing. The 8, the 13. Yeah. Reclaim that 31, that 34. Crossing that 200 exponential. Very, very bearish. Very bearish for XRP. Definitely want to see this 8 reclaim that 13 and then reclaim that 34 are two super duper pioneer crosses. The whales are really playing around with people right now, as you can see, I believe. And we can even see this get even bloodier, you guys. We would have to hold support of that 51 cent. We really need to get above $1, and until then, there's nothing to really say about this shit with XRP. It's suppressed. We know that. Highly manipulated. Yeah. Okay, weekly looks, yeah, yeah. Until this trades above the 55 at 83 cents or 86 cents a close on the weekly, and we reclaim that 34 exponential moving average at 95 cents, really. Until we reclaim that dollar where everything's curled up around, yeah, everything's, yeah. Until we do that, you guys, then we could possibly see that 53 cents for XRP again, a retest of right there above that 51. You know, have limit orders set at 55 and be lucky 56 and be lucky. If we see it, we know it likes to shoot and be bought up. It's a pumpy dumpy coin, and we know that, but it moves again already from its low. Any 24%. You know, just very powerful, you guys. Very powerful. So let's pay attention to see what happens. So that's downside target setting at about 55, 56 for XRP, and potential. We want to see a dollar and five before we get bullish, and then we're not even bullish at that point. Any relief on this coin, I would start de-risking personally, and that's we'll see what happens. But it's definitely starting to get bad and look bad, and we'll have to see what happens. The 2017 chart looked very similar, and it was a miracle. Look at this. The fact that it went low right here, you know, 22%. Wow, you can't make this shit up. Yeah, scripted. XRP equals 22. Before going up 1,000 fucking percent, you guys, that was a miracle. We're not guaranteed to see that happen again, but it's hopium. I'm throwing it out there. But before we saw it pump up 1,600%. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But all that being said, you guys, I think that's really gonna wrap everything up. We had been seeing this recent choppy, sideways, boring price action, and I wanted to come out. I thought I could do better with my technical analysis and my market sentiment, and leave you guys with my cards on the table and what I had, and report back on everything that I was seeing. Um, you know, However, even though this small, minuscule structure we're building and everything sideways right now, it's starting to form a little bit of whatever. Yeah, that's good to see and all, but ultimately we got to leave our emotions on the sideline. Optimistic and hopeful for everything to turn out financially okay for everybody, but we know this is a long-term game that's played, and we're in this to win it, and that's the only way to win it is having a chosen mindset and knowing we are the chosen ones. And I wanted to do some technical analysis and provide it for you after this large liquidation event of unsophisticated leverage traders that we've seen recently. I want to come out and give you my best, but to gather TA and put it together this short of a time frame after a large liquidation of unsophisticated leverage traders, then it's kind of almost impossible. There's not enough time to let things play out for themselves and let the market do what it does, because we're only given what the market gives us, and we know it only does one of three things: it moves up, down, or sideways, and it only moves dramatically two ways, up or down. And so with all that being said, take care, you guys, and I hope you have a blessed day. And enjoy your Sunday, the day of the sun. And if this resonated with you, hit the like button and the share button, and get this out to more conscious people and help our community grow, so that we can prepare ourselves financially for the upcoming times that I do fear the American people are facing, and the people all around the world, monetarily. And the world volatility that we're experiencing, even outside of money, economically, etc. With all that being said, you guys, Take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.